Hi everybody, I'm Adam with Trade with Precision and welcome to IC Markets Market Commentary. So I want to run you through all the different asset classes to get a sense of what is going on with the US dollar this week. So first of all, if we have a look at euro dollar against the US dollar, you can see we had almost a complete U-turn from the week prior. So that can often indicate a strong rejection. And so for me, it does make sense, although we are at a level of support and resistance, the question is going to be, what is the market going to do now? Is it going to continue to correct down to the previous lows, which is down towards this kind of 10900 level, or we're going to see it find support in this area and continue up. We are a little bit overextended. I would say that the odds are slightly greater that we're going to see a deeper correction this week, and also we are stuck within a larger range. You'll notice that as we zoom out, especially on the monthly, you'll see that we do have a top band and a bottom band, and we might very well this week see a greater correction. So that leans towards the idea of a stronger US dollar. When we have a look at cables, so let's have a look at the pound against the US dollar, you can see that it's been a little bit overextended, especially from the daily. We've had a very long run recently. The pound is very strong, and we've had a little bit of a correction. Usually, especially if we throw in a Fibonacci retracement, my expectation would be that we would get at least a 382 as a minimum. And so I think that the probabilities are that we're going to see a deeper correction to the downside as well. Just another bit of a correction down towards the 1.3050 level, I beg your pardon. Let's have a look at gold. So gold on the whole has been nice and bullish. It's not that overextended on the weekly. It looks really good. On the daily, it also looks good. It's had a bit of a consolidation weekly. Really, on the monthly is really where my concerns come in. It's been running for a while. It's a little bit overextended. And my concerns are that it's due for a bit of a correction here. And so this week, what I'll be looking for is to see if we do get a bit of a retracement back down towards that 2450 level, or if it's going to continue up. So really be looking at a break of the low or of the high of this most recent weekly candle, and that will start to reveal which way it is looking to go. Let's have a look at crude oil. So crude oil recently had a very bearish week. Here's the thing though, again, we've had previously a very bullish week followed by a bearish rejection candle, followed by a bullish rejection candle, followed by a bearish rejection candle. So what does that mean? It means that we are actually stuck within a miniature pennant or a miniature triangle. So the pressure is coming from both sides, buyers below, sellers above, and there's likely to be a breakout this week. We are stuck within a larger one in terms of, so we've got a shorter term triangle, in other words, uncertainty leading to a breakout point, built within a longer term triangle, the same kind of thing. So let's see this week if we do get a breakout to the downside. A stronger dollar could help with that. Now, moving on to the global indices, very, very nice performance. We're not that overextended. Overall, what I'm looking for this week is any kind of a pullback offering buy opportunities, but the markets are looking very nice and bullish. The only thing that's of real interest is September's historically have been the worst months of every year. Will that happen again this month? Will that be the case? We'll know as we head towards the end of the month. If it isn't, the real or most likely explanation for that is that we are stuck within an election year. It is approximately 70 days until the US election. S&P 500 as well, within that daily, we've had a pullback. We're looking good. Overall, we're looking nice and bullish. My expectation is the markets are going to attempt to push higher. If we get a stronger dollar, if we do get a really, really strong dollar this week, we might see the global markets come up under a bit of pressure. In isolation, they all look really nice and healthy, and my expectation for the most part is that they will continue to push higher. So really this week, that dollar, the strength of the dollar, could that impact the markets globally? We'll see. We look here at the FTSE in the UK, we move away from the US, very nice and bullish, going back up to all-time highs. We look at the DAX, also very nice bullish engulfing candle. Looks fantastic, not that overextended now. It's had a really good correction. So for now, again, my expectation is the markets will continue to head higher. We look at the ASX out of Australia, also looking very nice and bullish, expecting that to push higher. Then let's go and have a look at some individual equities. So the global indices, for the most part, are looking really nice and bullish. Will September introduce some kind of a correction combined with that stronger dollar? Will that be the case? What's interesting is if there is a rate cut in the US on the table, that actually usually weakens the dollar, doesn't strengthen it. So we're in a very interesting place here. We've got September, where traditionally the markets are bearish, but they're not being bearish at the moment. We've got a slightly stronger dollar, but we're due for a rate cut, which usually weakens the dollar. So we've got a lot of very mixed signals. So it just means exercising some caution. Now, if we have a look at Tesla, so Tesla is stuck within a much larger triangle or pennant shape. So let me just highlight this for you so that you can see it. And again, there is that general uncertainty. So for the shorter term, I beg your pardon, in the shorter term, it doesn't really offer much clarity for Tesla. My expectation right now is that it will continue to pivot between these two levels. And so general uncertainty there. When we have a look at NVIDIA, we've had a really good correction to the downside. We are attempting to move higher. What I'm going to be looking for this week is a bullish candle this coming week to see if the market is going to take another run at the highs. Finishing off with Amazon as well here, we can see that we've got a nice boost to the upside. If we look at it from a weekly perspective, we've had a very nice correction. If you compare that on the monthly, we've had a beautiful correction back into the moving averages. We now are looking nice and bullish. The market should be set to head high. Then we have a look at cryptos. Cryptos continue. So this is Bitcoin continuing to test the lows. Usually it's highly correlated with tech stocks. So if the NASDAQ is nice and bullish, we expect cryptos to be nice and bullish. Now the NASDAQ, if we just have a quick look at it, you can see that it did have a little bit of a move lower. It's still correcting a bit. Still looks more bullish than bearish. And my expectation this week is we'll see a swing lower and see it move higher. But if we go back to Bitcoin, it is still trending lower. We've got lower highs. We've got price currently closing down towards the lows. And so there's still much more selling pressure on cryptos. So this week, I'm less bullish on cryptos. There's a lot of pressure on them to the downside. But ultimately, if we have a really good move on tech stocks, my expectation is that cryptos will be correlated and will find a nice level of support and move higher. And that is it from me. So just remember, lots of things. Don't forget, we've got non-farm payroll at the end of the week. We've got jobs numbers this week. We've got quite a bit of CPI data as well. So lots of things to keep an eye out in the markets that could swing things either way. And really, what's going to happen with that US dollar?